I am at Epcot today, and thanks to the Phoenicians, I can tell you some of my favorite Epcot tips and tricks. Different from the other parks in that they have festivals almost year-round. I highly recommend knowing what festivals are going on when you're coming to Epcot, looking up some of the festival information so that you know what is offered during the festivals, because there are a lot of great offerings that you probably won't want to miss. If you are here during a festival time, I highly recommend going ahead and getting your festival passport as soon as you come in so you can see the offerings, the food booths of the festival. And also, if you're planning on snacking during the festivals, you can get these cute little wristlet gift cards. That way you can budget your money. Epcot has 4 different festivals. They have the Festival of the Arts that's at the beginning of the year. In the spring is the Flower and Garden Festival. The 3rd festival of the year is the Food and Wine Festival. And at the end, it's the Festival of Holidays. The Festival of Holidays is going on right now because I'm here in December. However, this video won't come out until into 2025 because I have all my Christmas content to release. Also, keep in mind that Epcot has 2 entrances. I will go more into detail about this and the International Gateway, which is at the back of the park, later on, and tell you why this is important. One free activity you can do at Epcot is Club Pool, where you can try sodas from around the world.
Minute Maid Joy, apple lychee. That scares me.
Creations is the biggest store in Epcot. The line is not long right now, but sometimes it can get very long, and I do highly recommend using mobile checkout at Creations. Another thing you're going to want to do while you're at the front of the park is see the light show on Spaceship Earth. It is phenomenal. In fact, this whole area in World Celebration is new, and it is so beautiful at night. And there are plenty of places to sit, along with charging stations over here, right beside Mickey and Friends and Tom Nicola Hall. This Mickey and Friends character greet is a new one that I actually haven't done yet, so I'm going to give it a try. You get to meet 4 characters. But the line's up here. I'm walking the wrong way. It says a 20-minute wait. Hi! Hi, Goofy. How are you? Sorry, I wasn't prepared. Okay, I lied. It was 3 characters, so I got to meet Minnie, Mickey, and Goofy, and the wait didn't take very long at all. But now I hear the Jaminators. Ride the seas with Nemo and Friends. You can still see the aquarium. You just enter over here on the side. Alright, so tip I have, this building is great to sit in if you want to get a little bit of a break from the elements outside, rain, heat, whatever. Also has a nice bathroom, and you get to see the wildlife and the manatees. So I can see a manatee swimming around right now. Turtle Talk with Crush is also an extremely cute show. Highly recommend it, even if you're an adult. I'm not going to ride Soarin' right now because it has a pretty long wait and the lightning lane is kind of far back. And I have some other lightning lanes already booked for later anyways. But Soaring Around the World is a great ride. You should definitely ride it at Epcot. And when you do request row B1, this is the best row you can get to where you don't have other people's feet in your view, and where the screen, it kind of gets a little bit contorted from the sides. So from the middle, you get a better view. Here during Christmas time, you should definitely ride Living with the Land, Glimmering Greenhouses. This is a gorgeous overlay on Living with the Land. I do plan on riding it tonight, so here's a video from the future. Epcot is very busy today. That's another tip I have for you. Epcot is one that I tend to try to avoid on the weekends just because it's so busy. Today's a Friday, but it can get really busy, especially at the start to the beginning of the festivals. Disney ducklings! Look at them! I love them! Across from the Seas with Nemo and Friends, you will find the Moana Journey of Water. This is a great walkthrough attraction that's new to Epcot, and it is beautiful. I highly recommend doing it at night though, and I'm going to insert some footage from when I did it at night just to show you how beautiful it is lit up. This popcorn stand in Canada, you can get the maple popcorn, and you can use it in your popcorn bucket if you have one. Certain restaurants like the Rose and Crown have firework dining packages that allow you guaranteed viewing for the fireworks. These can be purchased in advance when making your dining reservations on the My Disney Experience app. Right over there is the International Gateway. It is the entrance that people use when they're coming off of the Skyliner or any of the Epcot area hotels. So, why this is important to note is because it will affect your rope strategy. If you are staying in one of those Epcot resort hotels, or you are in a Skyliner resort, then you probably will want to rope drop Remy's Ratatouille Adventure because you are right here at France. If you are at a different Disney resort that lets you off at the bus stop at the front of the park, or you're driving, then you probably will want to rope drop Frozen Ever After or something more towards the front of the park, because by the time you get back to Remy, all the people back here will have already gotten there. I do think that right now the strongest rope drop strategies are Remy and Frozen Ever After. Those are also the hardest to get tier 1 reservations. Soarin's pretty easy to get, and it kind of fluctuates wait time throughout the day. Test Track is currently under refurbishment, so I'm not including it in this, but it does have a wonderful single rider line that is always very quick, so that is one plus with Test Track. France is my favorite pavilion, and part of it is because of the food options. Chefs de France is one of my favorite quick service restaurants in Epcot, but also you have, I think I said quick service, but that's table service. Also you have L'Artisans de Glace, I don't think I said that right. But you can get a macaron ice cream sandwich here, and it is phenomenal. Highly, highly, highly recommend it. Also, 𝐬𝐸 back here has some great food options as well. So you can go here, get a sandwich, a baguette. Really good food in France. You can also sometimes find merchandise from Disneyland Paris in the France Pavilion, which I think is really fun. I've been to Disneyland Paris. It was a great park, and I didn't buy a ton of merchandise, and I kind of regret it now, but I can get some here in Epcot. Two different shows are shown here. It's the Beauty and the Beast sing-along, and then at certain times, I think opening and closing, they show Impressions de France. But if you come into the theater of Impressions de France, you can see some props from some movies. And check out this Maleficent costume. There's the horns. The staff. Next, we're heading into Morocco. Here in the Fez House, you can find some seating, a little bit of cover. Great place to come on a hot day. And there is a bench with an outlet beside of it if you do need to recharge. So the next thing about Japan, I'm going to have to fact check. So I'll put a check here if it's correct. I'll put an X here if I'm wrong. Mitsuoshi. I don't know if I pronounced it completely right, but it's a huge store where you can get all kinds of different things. And it's from IPs that aren't necessarily Disney owned. So you'll see Hello Kitty, Pokemon, stuff like that in here too. But the fact that I was fact checking is that I believe this is the first ever department store. Yep, I'm right. The very first westernized department store in Japan in 1904. That's kind of cool. But yeah, a lot of things in here. It's very crowded right now. You can actually buy a sword in here. Obviously, you can't carry it around the park, but they'll ship stuff home for you. Over here in the Americas Pavilion is where they do a lot of different shows. So right now, because it's the Festival of Holidays, they're going to be doing the candlelight processional in here. But at other times, they do Eat to the Beat concerts. They do a drawing class during the Festival of Arts. There also are dining packages you can buy that guarantee your seating. If you are over here at this little alleyway beside the Americas Pavilion, and you happen to be here at a lucky time, there are sometimes things called character paloozas. Now, I've seen a character palooza at Hollywood Studios. I haven't seen one in this location, but it's where a bunch of characters come out, and you'll get to see some rare characters possibly, and they're completely random. There's no way you can plan to do it, but it's all luck, and if you're lucky, you might get to see it. Over in Italy, you have in the very back of the Italy Pavilion, where it says pizzeria, that is Via Napoli. I don't think I said it right. Via Napoli. They supposedly have the best pizza in all of Disney World. I have never had it before, but I have really wanted it. So one day I'll have it and I'll let you know if it really is the best pizza in Disney World. Also, in Epcot you can have a perfume bottle engraved. So that's a fun souvenir you can buy for somebody. Over here in Germany you'll see Biergarten. This is a great place if you want a buffet with a little bit of live entertainment. It is a fun time. I prefer to kind of snack around Epcot during the festivals, or eat the food in France, or to walk over to the cake bake shop for food, but that is another option I've been is good. It's just not my preference. Alright, so trying to think of a tip for every country. For China, I guess my tip would be if you are in Epcot on a day that there is the Chinese lion, it is a really great show. It's during the Festival of Holidays and they rotate, so I think it's like every other day. But here is a little clip of the Chinese lion.
The Chinese lion. We hope that you and your family are blessed with good fortune and happiness for the holidays and all year long.
Alright, we are here at Norway. Like I mentioned, Tier 1 attractions. You're going to want to prioritize Frozen Ever After or Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. I prioritized Frozen Ever After. I won't be doing Remy today, but I do have a lightning lane right now for Frozen Ever After. Alright, we have made it to Mexico. So, usually I would start in Mexico and not Canada, or in France if I'm in the International Gateway. But, what do you prefer? Do you start in Mexico or Canada? Let me know in the comments below. Also, I wanted to mention in Mexico, inside the pavilion, there is a ride through Caballeros. It is a great little short boat ride, a good way to cool down on a hot summer day. And there is this restaurant, La Cantina, right here. And if you can time it right and get one of those tables over there, you can see the fireworks from the restaurant. So keep that in mind when you're trying to figure out where you want to have dinner and fireworks viewing. Over here at the Odyssey building, you have a baby care center and first aid. You can get some basic over-the-counter meds, band-aids, that kind of thing at the first aid. All right, let's just touch on briefly the different skip the line services that you can pay for at Disney. I do have videos that show you how to use Lightning Lane Multipass and that are much more detailed than this, but it kind of is a tip, so I'll include it here. Lightning Lane Premier Pass is the most expensive service that Disney has right now, and it is where you pay to skip the line for every single ride. So you have lightning lanes for every ride that has a Lightning Lane Multipass or single pass. Some of the rides that don't line up as much don't have that option, but all of the ones that do, and you do not have to schedule a time for it. But like I said, this one is much more expensive. Lightning Lane Multipass is where you pay to skip the lines of most of the more popular rides in the park. And with Epcot, Magic Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios, it's on a tiered system. So you get one Tier 1 attraction and two Tier 2 attractions at time of booking. And then once you scan in for your first line, you can book in other parks or you can book other Tier 1 attractions, and basically the tier system drops at that point. Lightning Lane Single Pass is where you buy just one really popular ride in the park. So in Epcot, that ride is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, what I'm going to now. And I did purchase the Lightning Lane Single Pass for it. All three of these options can be booked 7 days before your resort stay or 3 days before your non-resort stay, with the exception of you have to be a Disney Resort guest to purchase Premier Pass at time of filming. Now keep in mind, I'm filming this in December and it's going to be coming out a little bit later. So this may have changed by the time this video comes out, and if it has, I will put a little comment at the bottom to let you know that it has changed. Currently, there are only 2 ways to ride Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, and that is by the virtual queue, where you log in at 7 a.m. or 1 p.m., or at a later time for some special events. And you get a virtual spot in the line. With this virtual queue, you can sometimes have to wait in a fairly long line still to ride the ride. And you are you come back when they call you. They give you an hour window to come back. With Lightning Lane Single Pass, you pick your time, and it is a shorter wait typically. So that's what I have, the Lightning Lane Single Pass, and I think mine actually ends at 3:45, so I am very close to the end of my time. But let's go ride Cosmic Rewind. My favorite song is September, just because it has that classic Guardians of the Galaxy feel for me. What's your favorite song? Let me know in the comments below.
No one's gonna stop rock and roll from existing.
I got September! Alright, Mission Space. I actually have a lightning lane for it, but I'm a little late, and honestly, I don't think I can go straight from Guardians to Mission Space, because I was gonna try maybe orange. So we're just gonna hold out on Mission Space. But just so you know, Mission Space can be very nausea provoking. The green side is the calmer side that's less intense. The orange side is very intense. So if you're on the fence, you should probably go with the green side first, see how you do, and then maybe tackle the orange side. On this side of Mission Space, you will see Space 220 Restaurant. This is a really fun restaurant you can go to if you have somebody who is a fan of space. It's a little expensive. The food isn't necessarily my favorite food in Epcot, but you're going there for the experience. Like I said, Test Track is down. Before it went down, it had my favorite single rider lane in all of Disney World. So hopefully that is still there when it comes back. Also, back to Cosmic Rewind, I forgot to tell you a tip. So per the Imagineers, the best seat in Cosmic Rewind is row 5 because you can see the projections the best. I haven't tested this out before, but this is what I've heard. I do tend to like to sit in the middle of it just because I do get slightly nauseated sometimes on it, and I feel like if you're in the front or the back row, it turns. So either way, you end up in the back row at some point, and it's a little bit rougher of a ride. Okay, those are some of my favorite Epcot tips and tricks. I hope this video was helpful to you. If you liked it, go ahead and subscribe to my channel and comment below if you would like to see more tips and tricks videos, because I do have more tips I can share. Thank you so much for your support of my channel. It means so much to me.